hard time in a specific class, math, for example, I can feel math class getting harder by the second, having to memorize all of these complicated formulas and equations. What about learning to sketch a portrait if you were not born with the gift of drawing? Or learning to play soccer if you were not meant to go to the next World Cup? I'm pretty sure that we all have something we excel at. I can say that I'm quite good at a few things myself, such as running a 10K or preparing a really good meal, for instance. If you guys haven't tried out sushi with spicy tuna and avocado, you have no idea what you are missing out on. But just as we have certain strengths, we also have to face certain challenges or roadblocks throughout our lives. What we do with those challenges will ultimately define us. Today, I want to share one of my challenges with you and what I chose to do with it. For those of you who may not know, I have autism. Who here in this room knows what autism is? Okay. Well, if you don't, here are some basic facts about it. According to the Mayo Clinic, autism is a developmental disorder that influences areas such as social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. 1 in 44 children are diagnosed with autism in the US, according to the CDC. Autism can be detected in early childhood, but it is often later diagnosed in life, as stated by the World Health Organization. Autism is a spectrum, which means that many people who have it differently. This explains why some people might need more or less support. Autism can sometimes be seen as a negative thing or a disease. I don't think this is true for my case, although many people and families live with autism very differently. In my case, autism gave me a unique sensibility of the world. For example, a person who does not have autism can know when not to repeat the same story or subject on and on again, because they know that the people around them will get bored. But on the other hand, a person with autism, like me, can go on and on about the same subject for hours without even noticing that the people around them are about to fall asleep. I remember when I was 7 years old and I would constantly talk about the movie Frozen and how badly I wanted Elsa's ice powers. I guess I just couldn't let it go. But on the positive note, this helps me to heavily focus on my interests and make me want to learn about them even more. I chose to use this characteristic in my favor. Throughout the years, acting has been one of my favorite things to do. And I remember for each new play or auditions coming up, I would practice for hours on end just to sound like the character that I was auditioning to be. And sometimes I would get the part, and other times I would not. But either way, my autism together with my choices makes my dedication to my interest stronger. Learning to use my autism to my benefit has taken time, work, and effort. It hasn't been easy. It has definitely been a challenge. And here's something that you may find surprising. I struggle a lot with conversations. I know a conversation, which may sound like something so simple, but for me, it was a challenge. Finding the right topic to talk about, asking questions, not stuttering, having a good body language, all while other things were going on around me. In order to overcome this challenge, I have learned to self-advocate and let other people know that conversations are not my strong point. although I am getting better and wish to improve even more. Learning that my autism makes me different has been tough, but it has also been liberating at the same time. According to the National Library of Medicine, from early in development, children choose to affiliate and seek with others to form long-lasting bonds. Bonding can feel difficult, especially when you feel different. I remember when I was 10 years old, and my mom would constantly tell me that your autism makes you unique or different. I knew she wanted me to get the bigger picture, but in reality, I hated hearing those words. It made me feel apart or excluded from the regular kids who didn't have autism. And I wanted just to be like them, to not have autism, and wanted to have nothing to do with it. But over time, I have realized that we are actually all different. We each have our own strengths and challenges. I guess my mom was right after all. And trust me, if the world were the same, it would be an incredibly boring place. And after all, nobody likes boring. If we all learn to use the good and challenging parts of ourselves, we could do incredible things. Getting here has been a choice, propelled by the amazing support I was thankfully given. By all means, I am not defined as the girl with autism. I am the girl who loves running, cooking, spending time with her friends and family, being funny, and is occasionally bad at math. But don't worry, I'm getting better. There are some parts about myself that I love, some not so much. Some seem to make my life a little trickier. Others make it thrilling. The amazing lesson that I have learned throughout the years is that ultimately it is my choice. It is my choice to embrace who I am. And so can you. Let's choose to succeed by embracing our differences. Thank you.